Imagine this. You wake up tomorrow morning and every office, every job, and every paycheck on the planet is completely gone. Forever. Sounds like a dream, right? But here's the wild part. For 99% of human history, that was reality. This whole 9-to-5 grind, the corporate ladders, and the monthly targets we're trapped in, our ancestors had absolutely no idea they even existed. No bosses, no deadlines, no Mondays. So, what did they actually do all day? Was life without work a paradise? Or is the truth far more complicated? Let's travel back 20,000 years and find out how they spent their days, with zero employment and zero stress. Anthropologists discovered something that will genuinely blow your mind. Today, the average person works 40 to 60 hours every single week. But people in the Stone Age? They only worked about 15 to 20 hours per week. That's barely 3 hours a day. The rest of their time was entirely free. Now, their work wasn't sitting at a desk, staring at Excel spreadsheets. Their sole goal was simple: survival. And here's the surprising part. The real heroes of the tribe weren't the men hunting mammoths. It was the women and children. As gatherers, they headed out daily to collect berries, nuts, fruits, and roots, securing almost 70% of the tribe's food supply, because nature was a reliable, free supermarket. Meanwhile, the men went hunting. It was a high-risk gamble, and they often failed. But when they did take down a large animal, the entire tribe was fed for a week. After that, the hunters just rested for days. No side hustles, no pressure. Just pure, uninterrupted rest. Think about it. It's 11 in the morning, and food is already handled. What do you do next? With no afternoon cooling systems, the tribe would retreat into caves or sit under the shade of tall trees to chill. But with no phones, no internet, and no Netflix. Why weren't they bored out of their minds? Because they had their own version of a social network. They spent hours grooming each other, picking dirt and twigs out of each other's hair. Scientists call this social grooming. Research proves that this physical closeness dramatically lowered cortisol, the stress hormone, and released massive doses of oxytocin, which triggers deep bonding. It was their face-to-face group chat, and it never got old. Their health was unmatched, too. Today, we pay for gym memberships to fix our posture from sitting all day. For them, walking, climbing, and running was life. No diabetes, no high blood pressure, no corporate burnout. Their bodies were fine-tuned machines. The real magic happened at night, around the campfire. That fire wasn't just for cooking or safety. It was their movie theater and their university. Elders told legends, shared survival strategies, and warned of rival tribes. Around those flames, singing, drumming, and dancing thrived. And this exact setting is where human language, abstract thought, and culture were born. And their sleep schedule? It completely defies our current habits. They didn't sleep 8 straight hours. Instead, they practiced bifurcated sleep. They would fall asleep early, right after sunset. Then, naturally, around 2 a.m., the tribe would wake up. But nobody panicked about the time. Instead, they sat by the glowing embers, talked softly, watched the stars, and connected. After an hour or two of peaceful midnight awareness, they drifted back to sleep until dawn. No alarms, no morning rush, no commute. So, if life was that peaceful, that fit, and that free, why did we ever choose farming, factories, and the 9-to-5 grind? Why trade paradise for a cubicle? Historians call it the ultimate trap. About 10,000 years ago, humans invented agriculture. We thought growing our own food would make life easier. Instead, farming demanded back-breaking labor from sunrise to sunset. It broke our spines, ruined our joints, and tied us down to unpredictable crop cycles. And more importantly, that ancient freedom came with a terrifying price tag. A single scratch from a thorn could cause a fatal infection. One bad winter meant starvation for the entire tribe. There were no hospitals, no modern medicines, no safety nets. So we made a historic trade. We gave up our daily freedom for long-term safety. We sold our peace of mind in exchange for survival. Today, that trade is complete. We have smartphones that deliver food in minutes, antibiotics that cure deadly diseases, and secure homes to sleep in every night. But look at us now. We are chronically stressed, burned out, and lonely. In crowded cities, we stare at glowing screens until midnight and wake up to alarms that startle our entire nervous system. Wouldn't it be incredible to have just a fraction of that ancient stillness back? Just a tiny piece of free time where your only job was to exist and to belong? So, tomorrow morning, when your alarm rings and you're slumped at your desk, ask yourself this one question. Did we really move forward, or did we leave the best part of being human behind? Think about it.